In this video, I'm going to share with you my time in Ipoh, Malaysia, a small town about 2 hours south of Penang by bus. And as I think you'll come to also see, a lot of what it has to offer is actually near and around Ipoh. Should you go on your next trip to Malaysia? Tune in to find out. So my first day in Ipoh, I checked into my hotel and decided to go for a walk. And I did like that there was some nature right in the town. So I was craving that, and it was nice to be in that nature as opposed to just in a big city. However, I was quickly through the town within less than an hour, and I was wondering, what am I going to do with myself? It seems like there's just not that much to the town of Ipoh. Like much of Malaysia, there are not any traffic lights when you need to cross the street, and the main street, you gotta wait for the traffic to calm down. It's a little bit scary. Some things I really liked about the town were the beautiful art on these columns like this here throughout the city, as well as on the walls, and it's very colorful. So the buildings, as you can see, have lots of different painted colors on them, and it is a very pleasant walk, and especially with these kind of arcaded walkways, which help, if it's pouring rain, to give you some shelter. I also enjoyed how a lot of the street art was in out-of-the-way places, and you could, if you were willing to just get lost, you could find some great art like this. Of course, no visit to Ipoh is complete without a visit to Concubine Lane. It is touristy, but you know what? It was a lot of fun, actually. While in Ipoh, I had my first taste of cendol. I apparently got the big one. There's 2 different kinds, and I got the more complex one. I'm glad I did. It was a few ringgit more, but wow, it was just a mix of flavors and textures, and it was delicious. It was like a hearty afternoon cooling snack, and quite yummy. I couldn't even finish it all, but it was so good. Here's another look at those arcades that you find on the streets, and this one actually had vines growing down. I mean, it's stunning. It's really, really pretty, and it's such an interesting blend of like old meets nature meets city meets new. And the neighborhoods, they're colorful, but there's also even an India town, and then there's the street art. So there is a very sensory experience to be had in downtown Ipoh. I was pleasantly surprised by the amount of things to do outside the center of Ipoh as well. I am now at this beautiful cultural center located in Perak, right by Ipoh. Ipoh is about a 2-hour bus ride from Penang, where I came from, and I had no idea what to expect coming here. So the town of Ipoh itself is, I'd say there's not a lot to it. It's got a main street with some interesting, there's the Concubine Street, there's some museums, so I'll be checking those out. But what's really interesting so far for me is Perak, and that there's an orangutan sanctuary nearby, which I will also be visiting. This was such a pleasant village to walk around. It was really hot, but also just really pleasant, and I had quite a fun adventure with this. This is a wishing tree, so for 3 ringgit, you buy one of these lovely belts, and on the back you write your wishes and you hang yours on the tree, which I just did, and then your wishes supposedly come true. What I learned is you don't place your belt up there, you have to actually throw it. I didn't do very well with the wind up, so I did my softball pitch and I got it all the way up there somewhere. Just to demonstrate how you do this and how it's not very easy, I filmed this adorable couple writing their wishes, and then watch how hard it is to get the wind up correct and then to fling your ribbon up there. It took me 5 tries, so seeing these people who I presume it wasn't their first time also have trouble made me feel a heck of a lot better. If you didn't know, Ipoh is where they invented white coffee, so fun to see this. What I especially am loving about this place, besides those hilarious people you hear laughing in the distance, is I appear, at least by appearance, to be the only non-Asian tourist here. So I don't know if that's because it's Ramadan and there just are fewer people out and about during the day, or if fewer people come to Ipoh as a tourist that aren't from here, but it is lovely. This is an example of an activity that I find as a full-time traveler. So I had no plans to come here. I never knew it existed. I just came to Ipoh. I thought I'd check the town out. I got some information about the sights to see from actually from my local hotel. Took a look at them and picked a few that I wanted to see. This one was too far to walk, so I paid for a Grab for 10 ringgit, which was roughly $2 to get here. And I paid 20 ringgit to enter because I am not from Malaysia. If you are from Malaysia, you get lovely discounts everywhere you go. 20 ringgit is about $4 to enter, and I think this whole excursion has been well worth it. This is the only post I've seen in my entire time in Malaysia so far. Nice zodiac markers. So I am so far the only person just checking for sweat stains. Right now I'm the only person up here. I think some people are finally arriving. I'm not sure if I can go up higher. There's a sign that says something in Malaysian and a danger sign, and I don't know what it means. There it is. And I also wonder if there's monkeys here, so I don't think I want to go up there by myself, so we'll see what happens. Upon closer inspection of this stairway, I think that's a no for me. This is the train station in Ipoh, and around it is a walkway that explains all of the amazing things there are to see within 2 hours drive so far that I've seen from Ipoh. So if you're looking for any tourist information, this is pretty good, and you might start here in your first day. And if you're renting a car, you could probably see a lot of interesting things. I've been craving a bit of nature, and it looks like I found it. Yay. I am loving all of the female deities. And Confucius is actually pretty cool too. You should know by now I love my cows, so it was a delight to see this one. Technically a water buffalo, love them too. It was fascinating to see a limestone cave made into sort of a temple. And then you step outside on the other side, and it's kind of like finding, I don't know, the Garden of Eden. It was just paradise. I believe these stopped being used because of COVID, but previously you could take a little boat ride down this water. More toilet advice for women. A lot of people use these hoses to clean rather than toilet paper, which means the floor is always wet. Wear short pants if you can, or a skirt. This was another wonderful temple with a huge Buddha inside, and one of the first, perhaps the only temple I saw where you could actually have your fortune told. So I guess if I had spoken Malay, could have had my fortune read. Once again, you have these limestone caves and the temple, but this one offers one heck of a climb to get up to a gorgeous view, and it is hot. Wow, this is some climb. When you get to the top, it's not clear whether you should go left or right. I chose left, and I picked the right way. It was stunningly beautiful. Back in Ipoh, I visited this tea museum. Yan Hor created these herbal remedies via tea. They changed their name to Hovid, which, given the times, maybe wasn't such a great idea, but their tea is actually not that bad.